Hey guys, welcome back to Indirect Knowledge. This is Chandra, and today we've got another tarot card reading. This time it is for Mandy. So, hi Mandy, it's nice to meet you. So, the question Mandy has, and we'll leave names out of it outside of the first name there, just for privacy reasons and everything here on the channel. But she wants to know if I'm picking up maybe that her and this guy that she likes will start being together in August. August is right around the corner. Today is the 12th of July. And so not very far away. Let's find out. It helps me sometimes with the cards to get information and stuff. I do see a yes in this. I do pick that up already. I see like sunshine and warmth in that, and that's usually a month of August. So I'm kind of picking that up, like that when you guys get together, and I'm seeing good energy, I'm seeing sunny energy, warmth. I'm really picking that up. And I'm seeing like light complexions. I'm seeing like a light complexion, light complectedness and pinkedness. So I'm seeing a pinked light complexion. I'm seeing yellow, like in flowers or something like that, or maybe like foliage kind of thing. But I'm picking that up. Maybe like not necessarily the dandelion yellow, but maybe like more pastel yellow, but maybe pastel moving into dandelion. Maybe a combination of the both, almost like a goldenrod or something like along those lines. So that's what I'm kind of picking up here. What else am I getting? I am picking up this energy. It's good energy. Smiles. I'm seeing smiles. I almost feel like it's almost like, how's the best way to put it? Like if I was going to explain the energy to you, kind of think about, if you've ever seen this, I'm kind of an old guy here, so maybe many of you guys watching this won't be able to relate to this, but I'm thinking like almost like Anne of Green Gables, like summertime moving into autumn. I'm picking that up, kind of that kind of a vibe. And I'm also picking up just like softness, like personalities, like good personalities, like smiles and laughter, and like good times and positive emotional feelings and that kind of thing, like just good vibes. It's a great impression that I'm getting right now. So the next thing is, let's go ahead and do the reading real quick. Guys, I'm watching my kitty cat over here. Fancy Pants is her name. She's doing her thing. She's picking up something. Cats are very intuitive. A lot of us psychics, by the way, have kitty cats. Even monks. So, not all of us, not most of us, but hey, there's always that rare exception, right? Okay, guys, so I've just done this. We're going to come one more time, and we're going to keep the focus and just see what we can come up with. That is unexpected. Just kind of let my psychic stuff happen. Wow. Okay, let's get into it. All that light energy I was talking about and all kind of took I don't want to say a back seat, but it This has brought more things out. So in the past, we have the Fool. Fool is really representative of naivety. It's to be naive about things. The good thing about the Fool, though, is like when we go on a journey or something like that, if we're a little bit naive, we're kind of oblivious to what could happen. And so we go freely without worry. I mean, if we had to worry about everything, we wouldn't do anything, right? I mean, the people that are worrywarts in this world, I'm talking about the people that are just, they really have a condition where they're afraid of just doing anything. I mean, they want to play it safe. There's that sense of needing to play it safe. And it's not that they're not successful or that they don't have good lives. It's just they have very safe lives. This here is kind of the opposite of that. This is the kind of person that, wants to go out and do their thing, and they're not afraid. And it's not a bad card. It's just it's just a different kind of energy. That's the past, near past, recent past. So it's like venturing off. Now, in the present moment, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, you can check a look at that. Knights are about swift action. Different ones are faster than others. This one here in particular is really fast because we have the wand here, and wands are all about action. Okay, so you see that. This is about going for the goal. That's what this night is all about. Creative movement, confidence in a person's creative abilities, but it's also that quick movement, that fast movement. It's the fire movement, the energy of the fire. Doing things and then, acting first and asking questions later. Sometimes we don't stop before we think when this kind of stuff happens. But this night is really about just fast movement. We just kind of go out there and do it. It's interesting because it kind of follows suit with the Fool card there. And by the way, Fool doesn't mean that you're necessarily foolish or that you're going to do foolish things. It just means that your mindset is to the point where not a lot phases you. Like you're just kind of like, well, whatever happens, let's see. And you're just kind of naturally optimistic. That's the nice thing about the Fool card, is you're naturally optimistic. The Knight card, on the other hand, is sort of like, it kind of picks up where the Fool card leaves off, the Knight of Wands, and just says, okay, we're going to do this, and we're going to be fast about it. We're just going to go. We'll talk about it later, but let's just go ahead and get this over and done with. So it's, action is not a bad thing always either. Sometimes it's best to kind of think about, plan things out, and then do things. That's what we're taught anyway. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Sometimes maybe acting and then, reassessing things later on might be the most logical or the best thing to do. It's just really about perception. Now, in the near future, we have the star. The star is really all about omens. Okay. Now, if you think about I don't know if you've ever, heard Bible stories or anything like that, but or any kind of stories to do with the ancient past or religion or anything like that. Stars had a lot of significance, and people would follow stars, the Star of David, the North Star, they say North Star, and they would follow stars and all. And then, certain stars would lead you in certain directions, And so people kind of became reliant on the stars to bring them messages and omens and different things like that. So if they saw a certain star enter the heavens and all, they took that as a certain omen, and they read into that. And that's a lot of what stars are about. It's basically a guide. Stars are guides. They guide us into a certain direction. And they normally guide us along the path of truth. So when we think of stars, we think of the truth. It's love, spiritual. It's where wishes are fulfilled. We used to sing a song when I was a child. I'm kind of rusty maybe, but it's like, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Or maybe it's like, I wish upon a star, something like this. But anyways, it was a song that you would sing to get your wish fulfilled. It's sort of like a prayer almost in a sense, but it was a little song. I'd have to kind of rethink it, guys. It's not really fresh in my mind. It's been many, many years since I've even heard it probably, but it just came up just now. And so I just thought I'd throw that out there. But this is where wishes are fulfilled. This is the near future. So near future, of course, is August. And that's what we're talking about here. So yeah, reaching out, connecting, getting that happening in August is the answer for you. But let's go deeper. Let's talk about the energy surrounding that Knight of Wands. We talked about the fast-moving energy and all. Well, what is really the significance behind that? We said that sometimes acting without thinking can be a good thing. Not often, and most people would disagree with that kind of rational thinking and all. But it's especially true when you have this card, which is the card that kind of gives us the energy behind this card. This is the King of Wands. Kings are about authority. They also set the foundation for us. So in this, by moving and acting swiftly, we're actually setting the foundation for things to happen. This particular king here, this King of Wands, is a visionary. He's entrepreneurial in his spirit, Doesn't mean he's an entrepreneur necessarily, but that he thinks like an entrepreneur. He can get people excited about an idea, and people tend to naturally want to go along with his ideas, his plans. And that's how he turns things into reality, because he gets people on his side. So next we have kind of your energy, or kind of what's the kind of the attitude or the thing going on with you. And it is the Four of Pentacles. And you see how tight they're holding on to that coin. That pentacle, money, whatever you want to call it, is holding on pretty tight. Oftentimes people would refer to this card, like in our psychic circles, as sort of like this, the miser. This person would be miserly, or they're holding on to things, not revealing everything, not telling everything, not sharing the resources with everyone else, but kind of, they want what they want, and they want to hold on to things without the letting go of things. Maybe they're afraid that if they let go, they'll be without, kind of along these kind of lines. And so this is just some food for thought here. It may have some significance to it, it may not, but the lesson behind this card is to just not let money, or not let things enslave you to where they keep you from valuing what's more important to you in life. And it could be this person, for example. So if you're pursuing a job or something like that, instead of pursuing this person, and that this person is a lot more important to you than your job or your money or whatever your situation is, that thing that is kind of like you're holding on to, or maybe being a little miserly about, you may want to reevaluate that. That's what this card is really saying. The last card, not the last card, but the last card actually is the outcome card. But I haven't really told you what the answer to the outcome card is, or really the information behind the outcome card. And this is a card that really, I don't want to say it seals our faith or anything, or our fate. But this is an interesting card to come up in this reading and all. Like for everything else that we've read up to now, the information and everything that I gave you earlier and stuff that I was picking up about August and about the good energy and the sun and the brightness of everything and the warm colors and kind of those earth tones, but then like the marigolds and the yellows and everything, all of that, like I'm picking up, I see this, it's almost like an aged feeling. And then this is an interesting card that's about to come up that I'm about to reveal to you. This card, made me kind of stop and think, what is there something I'm missing here? Something going on. And it's the Death card. Death is often about closure and transformation. And sometimes literally death. Most often not, but sometimes. So if you want to know, like percentage-wise, kind of like what the categories are behind this card to kind of give you an idea of significance and all, I would say 10% of the time it has to do with a physical death, or someone physically passing away or something like that, or someone that has already passed away, and it's talking about something to do with that. It's about 10% of the time. So oftentimes when a psychic or something reads this card, Unless they get a really strong impulse that that's the case, they may refrain from actually sharing that information, and they may instead go with an answer that's a little bit more, well, it's easier on the ears, and that would be like transformation or change. And that's often, 80 to 90% of the time what this card would indicate. And closure would be the other 10%, like getting some kind of closure. And it could even be more along the lines of closure being around 25 or even 30%, and maybe transformation or something being more like 40% or something like that, or somewhere in that ballpark, 50, 60%. So kind of think of it in terms of that. So most often than not, with this card, it's about transformation, and that's about change, things happening, change of situation. Now, the answer to this card, and we'll talk about this in a minute. I'll tell you what I've picked up and what I'm still getting. The answer, or the key that unlocks this death, that kind of gives us this transformation, is this Two of Swords. Take a look at this card for just a moment. So in the Two of Swords, we see a woman. She's got two swords across her chest, and she's got a blindfold on. She can't see what's really in front of her or what's really behind her. And behind her, we have water. Now, water is symbolic in the sense of being the unconscious. It's very intuition oriented. It's about intuition. It's about dreams. A lot of times when water occurs, a body of water or something along this line, it's really about the unconscious. It's about things that we're not consciously aware of. And the blindfold kind of adds to that in this particular card, making us even less aware. The Two of Swords is interesting because it's about thoughts. Swords are about thoughts, and there's two thoughts going on here. Having to make a decision. So oftentimes when you see two, it's about decisions or it's about relationships. That's very fitting for this, perhaps. And then the moon up there and stuff like that. The moon tends to cloak things, right? We don't get the full picture with the moon. It's sort of like something is not exactly all there. The sun, on the other hand, it brightens everything, and we see everything, bright as day. We see all the everything that's there in front of us. This particular card, though, is more about like there's something that we're not really necessarily seeing. There's decisions that need to be made, and what are those decisions exactly in order to get us this outcome of change or transformation? That is the outcome. And this card, when it comes up, it's usually a decision in which we intentionally wear blinders. Like we don't want to necessarily see the inevitable. And so sometimes life's decisions, having to make decisions can be very difficult, be very painful, in fact, sometimes. Yet to not decide can also be a decision in itself. So this card, this two right here, this key is basically saying, take your time to basically choose the best choice for yourself, not for anybody else, but choose the best course of action for you. And that's what this card is really wanting. If you choose what's best for you, change is inevitable. Transformation will happen, and that will be the outcome for you. So regarding the situation, whatever it entails, and I don't know because you didn't share that information with me, whatever the information is at all, I'm betting here that you're understanding more of it than what I am. And that's okay. I mean, it's your tarot card reading. But what I'm picking up and everything is I'm picking up some really good energy. I'm picking up that August energy, and I'm seeing that this person will connect with you in August. But I'm also seeing it a little bit deeper than that. I'm seeing that there's some choices and things that have to be made. Some of this has to do with you. And so it's about evaluation, and it's about, a lot going on in the mind. Right now, we're just kind of going with the flow and taking action, swift action without really thinking too much. It's kind of like the blinders that we have on here. We don't really want to have to make a decision or have to really see things for what they maybe really are. It's sometimes better to be naive or to be left in the dark. And that's it. In the future, though, we talked about the omen, following the right path. That's what this entire reading is really all about at the end of the day. So will you connect with this person? Yeah. And is the energy good? Yeah. But let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions or anything like that and you'd like to connect with me more on this, I would be very happy to help you with, whatever I can help you with. Guys, that's pretty much it for this reading. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification and you'll get notification every time we come on to do these live streams on your smartphone or your tablet or a laptop, wherever you get the push notifications at. And if you want to help the monks out here, you're more than welcome to do that. You can just go to helpbydonating.com. It allows us to be able to share love for God with others. I'm a monk, and so, we're very service-oriented in what we do to help others. And we do rely on, people's goodwill and generosity to kind of help us help others. So if you want to donate, please do so. Just make sure you do it from the heart. That's all we ask. We don't want anybody to do anything, where they might feel resentment or anything like that. It's not good to do. Guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Indirect Knowledge. I will see you guys on the next episode shortly. And have a wonderful night. Many blessings.